Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to record a quick intro to my video of our club's 1809 Battle of Wagram. And just say that before the day I said that I was going to live stream some of the battle if I could, and I was going to do a full recording of it. Unfortunately, when dismantling my rig to take it out to the venue, I damaged the power cable for one of my cameras, so that meant that I could only decide whether I wanted to do the whole battle unedited or do the end of turn videos, and I thought a 6-hour video of the whole battle unedited might be a little bit of a much to ask, so I decided to go with the end of turn videos instead. So that's the video we've got here. Apologies, it's definitely something that I'm wanting to do in future, those long form games. Maybe I'll try it on a Thursday night when it's our normal club night and just do a slightly smaller version of it, but we'll see how it goes. That's for the future. But anyway, this is the Battle of Wagram. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be doing a little outro, and then I'll do another video afterwards on the lessons I've learned, what I'll take forward when putting on the next game, and just general things that we've learned, any lessons and ideas that we can have going forward. Well, enjoy the video, and I'll see you at the end. Thank you. Okay, so here we can see the Austrian defence of the Wagram, so that's the name of the raised area. So they've got the river just in front of their position there, and this is coming from the right of their position, looking down at the French infantry that we've got over there. So in the middle here, we've got the village of Baumersdorf, and this is around about 4 o'clock. On the first day of the battle, so it's before the Grand Battery's opened up. There may be some Austrians in there, we don't know. We've got a cheeky little Austrian command group there, so we'll see what's in there. Then on the left, on the slightly flatter part of the hill, we've got another Austrian brigade over there, so I'm getting confused. Then on the French side, we've got all the massed columns of France all ready to begin their assault. You can see some cavalry behind the trees there. That area is going to be where we put our reserves, so that's what they're doing over there. They'll be coming on later. So that is the initial deployment. We're going to start off with the Grand Battery, and they're firing at the village. Let's see how that goes. So that was not the most successful French turn that they've ever seen. We've got one brigade from Grandjean's division has advanced rapidly to the river there. So luckily we set the village on fire. So, well, maybe luckily, I don't know, we'll find out. So there we are, part of the village. What I've done for the village is I've divided it into 3 built-up sections, because that makes it much easier when it comes to actually deciding who's where. So on the far side, the French division of Thoreau, they failed in order to move their artillery, and he blundered off the table. So that was exciting. He blundered off the table? He did blunder off the table. And all of the artillery missed their prospective Austrian targets. So that was the end of the French turn 1. Now it's time for the Austrian turn 1. Let's see what they can do.
Can't remember now.
Okay, so that was turn 3, I think so, yeah. That was turn 3 for the Austrians. We'd already started clearing away the cart wall before I remembered to do a video. Basically, it's now lunchtime in real life. So what we've said is that's the end of the first day, the evening of the Battle of Wagram. And all the French troops that were within 18 inches of the enemy have had to withdraw, so they're no longer within 18. I've had 1 rally attempt per battalion. Now that does include getting rid of their first casualty. In spite of that, old Conroy, his division, didn't rally any of theirs, despite General Oudinot giving them a reroll. But well, never mind. The far side is maybe looking a bit better. The troops have fallen back, but we're a lot more coordinated than we were. The village continues to burn, and we're going to have a short break for lunch, and then we'll be back afterwards with day 2 of the Battle of Wagram. So this is the situation at the end of the first evening. The French under Thoreau have moved up on the left, so they've become a little bit more closer together, but They have taken quite a few casualties and not managed to rally any of those off that front 2 battalions. So, I don't know how the assault's going to go on day 2. We'll have to see. Then, moving in to the centre, we've got the division of Frere. So, the assault on the village stalled, but that's okay, because it meant that they got a chance to move more troops further forward, and it means that they'll get a combined assault going off a lot easier next turn. So then on the right we've got General Division Grandjean's division. Now they were probably the most aggressive on the evening of the first day. They got to the far side of the river, but a furious Austrian volley sent them back again, so they've bivouacked on the near side of the river for the evening, but they're in a very advanced position, and coming next turn they should have a very heavy assault on that Austrian line there. So that's the end of the first day, and I should have mentioned as well, the village continues to be on fire, so let's get rid of that smoke from the Jaegers that are in that building. And yes, so let's see how it goes on the beginning of day 2. Okay, so that was the end of the French turn. I'm going to call this French turn 1 because it was their first turn of the second day. Pretty good, actually. We've got a bit of firing on the Austrians here. They've taken some casualties on this near battalion, some disorders as well. So not too bad. In the centre, this is the key activity of this turn. The division there, bayonet charged the village heroically, and found that overnight the Jaegers had abandoned it and fallen back out of the village. So they heroically stormed the abandoned village. But hey, that's all good. Taking it without a fight, much better than taking it with a fight, I think. So now we go on to Austrian turn 1, and let's see how they can respond. An absolutely huge turn from the Austrians there. So the entire line opened fire on the French. They caused 5 casualties and a disorder on that front battalion, and put some more disorder and some casualties across there. We haven't done the morale test for that front column yet, so Andrew's going to grab 2 dice now, and he's going to do his morale test. Now he's taken 5 casualties, so he's at -1 for being disordered. That's what that 6 there is, or the French Eagle, that's a 6. So he's -1 for being disordered, minus another 1 for being shaken. He's over his stamina. And he's got 1 extra casualty over his stamina, because that's a large battalion. So he needs to make this roll at -3. 4 is the magic number. He needs to end with more than 4, but higher is better. So he's going to roll his dice here. Let's see what he gets.
4!
4, well, I did say 4 was the magic number. And indeed it is for them. So that battalion is completely removed from the game. They are toast. So the other side, at the end of Austrian turn 1, again, a whole line open fire here. Not so bad over here, it doesn't look like there's much heavier French presence, although I think that Thoreau may be getting some reinforcements earlier than General Oudinot would prefer, but we'll see how it goes. So here we are, the Austrians at the end of their turn 1, a good turn from them. There's a disordered unit in the village as well, so the French assault through there is going to be a little bit slower.
Especially with the patisserie.
That's it, they've found the wine shop. But we'll see how it goes in French turn 2, which is coming up next. Okay, so the end of French turn 2 for day 2, and a very, very good turn for the French here. So they managed to get rid of an Austrian battalion in the middle there, very nice. They've also taken this battalion here to their stamina, although they passed their morale test. Boo. This one here has taken a little bit of casualty, so this is the situation on the right. Going over to the left, hang on a second. So Thoreau's division rolled a 4 for their command, and they surged forward to the far side of the river, so next turn they'll be doing some charging. And a combination of the infantry battalions firing and the artillery managed to disorder both of those Austrian battalions. So turn 3 is going to be quite a tasty one for the French. Let's see what the Austrians can do to stop the French assault. So the battle for the village has been concluded with the French storming through the Jaegers, and a pretty good result. That's going to make the centre of the Austrian line much, much harder to hold. So a great result for the French there. Let's see how it goes with Austrian turn 4 and see what they can do to react.
Yeah.
So you pop. Try that one again. The end of French turn 3, and the columns went in, and they did not break through the Austrians. So they fought well. They hit the Austrians a lot, but the Austrian saving was on point. and they caused a casualty each. One of the French battalions was hit by 3 shots from closing fire. We randomised who they got hit by. It was disordered, and it actually fled and broke. So that was a bit upsetting. Oudinot decided to bring on the cavalry this turn as well. So let's see how that one's gone. It's could have gone a bit better, but let's see. So we got the battalions in reserve there. So overall on the left, I was hoping it would be a crushing attack by the French. Hasn't been there. Some great dice rolling has meant that it's stalled. And let's see how it goes for the Austrian counter-attack. So we fought the next round of combat at the end of Austrian turn 3. There wasn't really a great deal else happening in the battlefield. But here, after some absolutely outrageous dice rolling, the Austrians broke that French column. So the French division is now down to only 4 battalions, so it could be a bit tasty, but let's see what happens next turn. They've still got a column in contact with them, so hopefully the pressure will start to tell. But let's find out in French turn 4, coming up next. So another French column throws itself at this Austrian battalion and absolutely hammers them in combat. But due to an insane double 6 morale roll, they carry on fighting. The French deploy into line. So I don't know what it's going to take to defeat this line, but yeah, it's going to have to be something. I'm really not sure. So over here we've got the Grenadiers in combat. The Grenadiers lost. And what did they roll for their morale? Yeah, it was the 3rd double 6 in a row that the Austrians have rolled for their morale. And he's pointed them out to me there. He's still got them. So I think there's some weighted dice going on here. I'm not entirely certain what's going on. But we'll see what happens with the next French turn. I think the pressure's mounting. I think the Austrian dam is about to burst. And I can send in some cavalry and claim the victory. That's what I'm waiting for, basically. So we'll be back with the end of the next French turn. Over here on the French right, doesn't look like anything super exciting has happened. Although the French are moving through the gap there, and they're going up the hill towards those Grenzer. So let's see how the Grenzer do. Bye! Over on down here, the French are struggling a little bit to cross the river. They've still got an Austrian battalion and some artillery opposite them. But let's see how that goes. I think they may be getting some chasseur support from next turn. So let's see how that goes. So the end of the Austrian turn sees a break through finally those Grenadiers flee. And the French get through here. The French hussars, the Austrian hussars charged down the hill into what was a French battalion, and that big hole there is really the story of the combat. They were both shaken, but the French battalion being caught in line were handily dispatched by the hussars who fell back onto the hill. Not a great deal happened on the other side of the battlefield. So I'm going to probably call that the end of the review, and we'll go into the final French turn, because I'll be honest, it's not looking great for them. In fact, I might just keep the lens cap closed for when I do this this summary of the turn. Let's get Andy in this shot. Yeah, that was not a good turn for the French, shall we say. So the battalion here was defeated by some great Austrian rolling and caused the rest of their brigade to fall back. Over here, the French brigade stormed over the river, drew combat with their Austrian opponents, but both of them were over their stamina, so they both fled, and the knock-on from that was making the Austrian cannon go, and the French battalion that was holding the village. This is not a good turn for the French at all. I think this could be the swing turn, but let's see how it's going on the far side of the battlefield. It's looking a bit better over here, I think. These Austrian units are quite badly damaged here.
I think there is a test.
We've got another test to do here, and he's going to roll it now. So he's going to be at -3.
Not shaken.
Sorry, he's going to be at -4.
That's disordered and that's disordered.
Yeah, that's
one for being shaken, one for being disordered, and 2 for excess casualties. He's rolled a 7. -4 gives him a 3, and they're off skis. So a hole has now opened in the Austrian lines. I can hear the trumpet call of some chasseurs à cheval in the distance. So hopefully they'll be able to come up and take advantage of this gap that's formed. So that's the end of French turn 6. Not the best turn, I'll be honest. The Austrians are sending in their final reserves, and we'll see how it goes in the next turn. So on the right side here, we've got an Austrian battalion that's decided to head back to Vienna. They've left the Viennese wheels on, so they've gone. And then over here in the middle, we had a drawn combat there, so that's going to carry on against the Austrian Grenadiers, it looks like. So, very good. So we've got in the village, we've got some fighting going on there.
How many men have you got? Is it a large one? Yeah. So you get 8 guys.
Oh, okay.
You're on +3 for charge. No, now. +1, is it?
So realistically now that's the end of the game. That was the end of the next French turn. They managed to destroy some Landwehr here, who fled. We managed to charge the flank of that unit of Austrian infantry, lost the combat and promptly ran away. The absolute icing on the cake was the combat over here against that cannon, who stood fired and caused enough casualties to eventually win the combat and make the infantry battalion, the large infantry battalion, run away. So I think with that we can call it an Austrian victory. Andy's going to deliver the coup de grace for his final Austrian turn, and I'll be back with a summary of the whole battle after I've done that. So we have reached the end of the game. The Austrians didn't manage to do a huge amount in their last turn, although I think they went easy on us, to be honest. They're probably running out of ammunition or something. So I think we can probably declare this as a crushing Austrian victory. The Wagram stays safe. Luckily to our left, Marshal Massenet has destroyed the Austrians there, and to the right, the Austrians have been destroyed by, I think, Davo? I can't remember off the top of my head. But the Wagram, as happened in the historical battle, has not fallen, although the French have taken a lot heavier casualties than they did historically, and the Austrians, they got slightly beat up, but probably not as much as they were historically. So I'll do a final flyby of the table so you can see the final positions, and I'll probably record later on when I've reflected on the game a bit, some learning points, some things, highlights and some lowlights of the game for the French and the Austrians particularly.
You need to remember to like and subscribe.
What we should have.
I'll see you week Thursday. I'll see you Thursday.
What should go
Thank you everybody for watching and making it all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel, and coming into 2019, I'm really hoping that the channel can take off and we can really bring to the wargaming masses the joys of Napoleonic wargaming. I'm going to be doing a separate video, which hopefully I'll be uploading by the weekend, on the plans for 2019. And the French faction focus is already well underway, so look forward to that in the next week or so. But overall, happy wargaming, happy New Year to everyone. I hope you had a lovely Christmas, and I'll see you in 2019. Let's try and make it the year of the Napoleonic.